my page. What must be there?
Hi everybody, we're running late.
Hi.
We're running late. I've got to finish the cocktails. Is that cool?
It's happy hour.
It's happy hour.
We're just, it's like we invited everyone over to, to have a cocktail while we cook.
So if you don't have one, grab a cocktail.
Or your beverage of choice.
Or yeah, a glass of wine, a beer, or, if you're a...
Seltzer water's good if you're still doing your dry January. Today is the last day of January.
We're fully supportive of those things. We're pouring in our signature glasses.
All right, I hope the links worked.
Well, we've got 3 people on, which is fantastic.
Wow. Hello, everybody.
And now I've got to remember which drink goes to. Okay, well, yeah. So I'll just do that. So we're making our nightly thing, which is Meg likes a Negroni, and I like a cocktail that I call the Big Steve. And at one point when I was inventing this cocktail, I thought, well, there's got to be another drink just like it that has a real name. But I've modified it along the way, so I don't think anybody actually makes this drink quite the way I do, so I'm calling it the Big Steve. I have a friend named Jerry Swigert out in Bend, Oregon, who says for him it's called the Steve-O.
Why does he call it that?
That's just his nickname for me.
Does anyone else call you Steve-O?
No, nobody does. But it's like it's there's some people that are it's fun to have a nickname from them, and you feel special when you do. Just like back in the day when George W. Bush used to give people nicknames, and he called Karl Rove. His nickname for Karl Rove was Turd Blossom.
That's awful. I don't think I would like that as a nickname.
I don't think so either. You'll notice the very beautiful round ice cubes that we have.
Oh, here's my
And
garnish.
we're just like that. Meg's gonna cut her own garnish. It's really sad that anybody should have to slice their own garnish, but the one on the that I'm stirring currently is yours.
I ripped it.
Well,
the orange peel and this orange is not
Yeah,
good.
these are they oranges or are they tangerines or
clementines. And
clementines?
They're not good for garnishing, but
But we're out of like our usual
oranges.
Oranges for, yeah. Okay, and then on my drink, I've got to put a very expensive cherry, because this drink is really made for expensive cherries. It's a Luxardo, about $15 a jar. Yeah, I'm that guy.
I don't even know who we have become anymore. But it's fun. It's like a hobby.
Here you go. There's yours.
Thank you. Cheers.
And here, wait. Let me adjust the our cinematic camera here. And we'll just ready. There's Meg. Say everybody. Say hi, everybody. And
Cheers.
Boom.
Sunday snow day happy hour cooking is the best. I have been talking about making my version of clam chowder, and I don't hold this out to be like some definitive version, but it's just how I make it, and my kids love it, and Steve loves it, and I love it. And I have almost all the ingredients, so we're gonna wing it like I often do here. Are there notes after a live gets published?
We get to like
So we can put notes in it?
We can.
So I'll throw the recipe in the notes after.
And tell everybody about our website. it's not ready yet, but
Our website is not ready yet, but moremustbebetter.com is coming, and that's where I'm gonna start linking in the show notes to the website, and then I won't do like big long stories, but I might have a little bit of commentary, the recipe, hopefully a print recipe button because some people have asked for that. For everything up to this point and going forward. So it's a little bit of work to get set up, but that's coming soon. So watch for that.
and there's going to be contests and giveaways and quizzes on it too.
Is there?
Totally. Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's news to me. Okay. New England clam chowder. Are we ready? I have going back here, bacon. And I'm cooking some potatoes. So let me tell you how it goes. The first thing I did to get us started, we're gonna cook in bacon fat and then use the bacon crumbles in the soup. So what I do is I take a chunk of bacon. This is your hack. Take a chunk of bacon, and instead of saying like cut up 3 or 4 slices, I just cut it off the end. Like I just whack off the end 2 or 3 times to get enough bacon. So I wanted to share that. Let me throw this back in the fridge. And I am just cooking it on the stove, and it's actually almost done, which is great. In fact, yeah. Oh, this time it worked out good. I'm gonna spit it out. This is thick bacon, like extra thick cut bacon, and so it has extra grease, which we need here, because fat is flavor. I don't want to steal any other YouTuber slogans, but I'll just say that fat adds flavor. So I'm pulling the bacon out of the pan onto a paper towel, just to let it drain a little bit. And we're gonna use this fat. And I'm coming back over here so you don't have to look at my back. Okay. Also back here on the stove.
Hey, Miss Shirella just asked, are you used to your new kitchen yet?
Yes. Yeah, thanks, Michelle. I know you haven't seen this one. Michelle came to visit me. Hi, Izzy and Michelle came to visit me last year sometime before we moved. And so, yeah, this is a new kitchen, and we actually like it better in many ways. We miss the double wall oven. We don't have a double wall oven. We just have a range, and it's a gas range, and we're getting used to the oven. But we got a new toy, this thing. We got it's an induction burner, and that enables us to plug it right in and cook on the island, which I don't know why. Well, we didn't have an island before. That was the other thing. So, yes, thank you for asking. Okay. Also cooking back here, the recipe calls for some chicken broth, and I don't use canned broth, and I don't have any that I pre-made, so I actually just threw some bouillon and some water, but I diced up some potatoes really small, and I'm cooking the potatoes in the broth as a time saver for later, because I thought if I have to warm up the broth, might as well cook the potatoes. So those are cooking back here while we do the rest. Okay, now we're gonna cook the onions. Pull this grease over. So I could measure and see how much grease this is. Why don't I do that while we're here? Because you guys know, if you've read any of my recipes, I don't really do recipes. I just sort of throw stuff in. So I was gonna say about just shy of a 1/4 cup, maybe 3 tablespoons of bacon grease. And we're gonna turn it on here. There it goes. Okay. And in the bacon grease, we are going to saute half of an onion, just chopped up. And if we had it, we would also be sauteing some chopped celery, like maybe 2 ribs. Unfortunately, we got this idea at 3 o'clock today. And we don't, I didn't get to see if we had celery until like just before we came on live, and so we don't have any celery. I'm gonna make it anyway, but I highly recommend if you make this, you should use a couple of ribs of celery and dice it up the same size as the onion, small. So we're gonna cook onion and bacon grease. If you wanted to do this without bacon, you could. I don't think it'd be as good, but you could do butter. You could probably do, avocado oil if you felt like it, if you're concerned about heart healthy stuff. But the bacon is just kind of part of the soup, I think. So here we go. I'll let those saute a little bit. I'm still getting used to this thing. It heats up super fast. All right, while that's cooking, I'm going to take another drink. And I'm going to drain the clams. I have 2 cans. These are chopped clams. You can get minced clams. You can do one of each. Just, you should always buy a can or 2 of clams when you go to the grocery store, because if you ever feel compelled and overwhelmed with the urge to make clam chowder, then you'll have them in your pantry, right?
Do we need to say something to those who will be viewing later that say, oh, this isn't real clam chowder?
Yeah, well, I did say this is not. I'm not holding this out as the definitive clam chowder. I said that at the beginning. This is my clam chowder.
It's live, so you have to say it over and over and over and over again.
Oh, okay. Well, this is my first live. So this is not definitive clam chowder. This is Meg's clam chowder. This is more must be better clam chowder.
Hashtag more must be better clam chowder.
I mean, it's like throw it together at the last minute clam chowder, okay?
But so delicious.
Yeah. You know what we don't have? We don't have any of those little soup crackers. Those little oyster crackers. I love those little bitty saltines. You should have got some of those at the grocery store. I don't even know if we have saltines.
Uh-oh. We're this is an epic fail.
Okay, I'm gonna drain the clams. Well, I'm gonna take a sip. I'm gonna drain the clams. That is so good. I love a Negroni, you guys. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I'm doing 2 cans of chopped clams, and we need, what are we doing here? We need the broth. We need the juice. So I'm gonna open it I'm gonna go around halfway. Go like that to pour the juice out through a strainer. I don't know why I'm straining it. I guess you just never know what's in a can of clams. All right.
Pearls?
Pearls? No, that's oysters. Oysters make pearls. I feel like I'm forgetting something. Is it this easy? Besides the celery, I mean?
Don't ask me.
Okay. Get rid of this. The potatoes are cooking. So I'm cooking the potatoes ahead of time, because that way you can just throw them in and they're done. The other option is you could kind of throw this all together and let it simmer, which would cook the potatoes. Potatoes are tiny little dice, okay? Here's the chopped clams. These are not very evenly chopped clams. What's the chopped clams look like? Who is the person who goes in and that was my hair. Who's the person who has to get the clam meat out of the clams? It seems like it would be a tough job. Okay. So we've been at this for what? 4 or 5 minutes? 3 minutes? And the onions are caramelizing nicely. Can you get a shot of the onions? Yeah, they're almost burning. So now, where's my little secret tool? This thing is great. Am I doing this in the right order? Yeah. Okay. Okay. We're gonna put in some flour to soak up the fat, but not a lot of flour. It's not a gravy. It's a soup. I'm gonna do 2 teaspoons. I mean, not measuring teaspoons, but table teaspoons. And I stir it with this guy. This is sort of like a whisk fork. I don't know what it is. A whisk spatula, a whiskula. Let's cook that for just a minute to let the let the flour sort of cook. You do not want the taste of raw flour in this. That'd be gross. You know what? I'm gonna grab some celery salt if I can find it real fast. Steve, why don't you talk?
I'm going to take another drink.
Where's the celery salt?
Mm-hmm. This is a constant problem we have is that we have a lot of herbs and spices and
they're
things.
not. It's hard to keep them organized. All right, I'm gonna use. Yeah, I'm gonna add just a little bit of celery salt when I add the thyme and pepper. Okay, that looks good to me. Now we're gonna stir in the juice, the juice. Now we're gonna stir in the chicken broth, which has the potatoes in it. But I'm gonna stir it in slowly, and I'm gonna keep it moving while I add it. And you're gonna just do a little bit of it first, because that way you don't get a lumpy flour. How much chicken broth is that? How much do you think is in there? I didn't measure. It's a small saucepan. It's probably 4 or 5 cups.
Yeah.
Ish.
Yeah.
All right, I think that's probably enough. What I'm gonna do is just fish out the potatoes. You can see how small, tiny dice they are. I just had 1 potato. You can add as much as you want here, but that was, okay, there they all are. Good, okay, that's boiling. I'm gonna use that at the end if we need it. What else can I tell you?
That this is a family recipe that goes back 15 generations
No,
to your seafaring relatives in Boston.
no, we're a land-based people that go back to the middle 1700s in central Pennsylvania. We farmed and hunted.
And you remember your grandmother making this
Nope.
every Saturday night.
I don't. I actually don't. Okay, so this is getting a little thicker. We're gonna keep it going because we have some more liquid to add. Now I'm gonna add. Let's see. I'm gonna add a little bit of celery salt. That looks like about a 1/4 teaspoon. I wouldn't add that if I was adding celery, but since I don't have celery, I'm gonna add it. The recipe, this is actually based on a recipe from that red and white checkered Better Homes and Gardens cookbook. This is kind of based on that, but I've made it my own. This is a pinch of thyme, which I'm just sort of crushing. Let's do a little bit more. Crushing with my fingers as I put it in, because that sort of releases the flavor of the dried thyme. Good healthy shake of ground black pepper. Oh yeah. Oh, and it wants a dab of Worcestershire. Where is that? There we go. I remember that recipe wants a little dab of Worcestershire, so I always do just like a teaspoon maybe, because you don't want the Worcestershire to overwhelm. Okay, it looks like it's. I guess. Oh, hold on. Let's do the optional. This is an optional step. This is one I like. We're gonna smush the potatoes in here before we add everything else. I'm gonna smush them down with just roughly with this is a potato masher. Hold on. Let me I'm gonna crush this burner. So if you just just push down on the potatoes, that way you can make sure that they're cooked, but you don't have like big, cutie chunks. It's sort of, I don't know what you would call this. It's like a rough chop kind of. There's that. Easy peasy. Here, let's look at it with a spoon. Okay. That's what I have. I'm gonna taste it and make sure it's not, see if it needs any salt. Ooh, it doesn't need salt. I think I might have overdid it with the chicken bouillon, so it's plenty salty, but this would be a good time to taste it and see. But it's okay because we're gonna add more stuff. we're gonna add, we're gonna stir in the clams. There's that. We are going to stir in the clam juice. There's that. Okay. I like some fresh chopped parsley, but we don't have any of that. During growing season, I always have it on my deck. I'm just gonna use, this is dried parsley from my deck. I'm gonna add that. And the last thing we're gonna add is cream. What's not the last thing we're gonna add? Because we're also gonna throw that bacon on there too. What do you guys think? Does it look good? Are you hungry? All right, let's add this. This is heavy cream.
Michelle asks, why do you strain the clams if you were adding the juice anyway?
I mean, I guess you wouldn't have to. It's just that I add them, I kind of add them separately. I think that straining the juice through a sieve also, like on the outside chance that there's some kind of weird particle in the can of clams, the strainer would catch that. But if you're in a super hurry, go ahead and just dump them in. I'm gonna add more. I'm gonna say a cup of cream. This is a pint. I'm adding about half of it. Oh. Is this smell-o-vision?
No.
It smells kind of fishy. It's good. Let me get out a clean spoon and see what we've got.
I had another question pop up, but it went away and I didn't get to answer it or ask it. So,
So if you have another question, go ahead and
yeah, say ask it again or something. I'll try to answer it
let's see.
or ask it because Meg is the expert.
Oh my gosh. Okay. You can use, I mean, you can use heavy cream, you can use light cream, you can even use half and half or milk, like whatever you have. Not skim milk. You got it has to have some fat. Because remember what we said earlier, that means flavor. Yeah, oh, that's good. Okay, and then the last thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna actually, you can either throw the bacon in or you can just use it to top it. I like to throw it in, but you can do either. And frankly, I mean, it depends on how I'm feeling. But here's the bacon. I'm just gonna throw it in there and stir it up. And that, my friends, is New England clam chowder, celery free for the haters. But you'll add celery, and there will be that'll be in the recipe. And yeah, I maybe could have added a little more flour, but I'm gonna just keep it going here a little bit. Maybe up the temperature and keep it close to a boil. And since there's cream in it, I want to keep stirring because you don't want cream to boil and you don't want it to get all, you know, scummy on the top. That's gross. That's it. That's it. A pan this size barely fed my 3 boys and me because I would have to make double. I would use 3 or 4 cans of clams. It doubles easily. Yeah, I think that was everything.
How long does it need to simmer?
I mean, I would leave it for probably 10 minutes, and we might even cover it right now and let it, what we don't want it to do is boil. So I'm going to turn this way down. I'm going to put the lid on it. I'm just going to let it simmer a little. And then when we're done, we'll serve it in a bowl or one of those big soup mugs with some crushed saltines. And if I had fresh parsley, I would chop up and put some fresh parsley on it. You could put chopped scallions on it. But these are all optional things that just make it better. And again, you could rough chop that bacon and hold out some or all of the bacon and just use it as topping, but this thing's really good inside. What else?
Like and subscribe.
Like and subscribe, you guys. We're trying to build the channel. Thank you to all of our new subscribers who came around in December looking for English toppy / butter brickle recipes. Grandma Sarah's butter brickle is I think that was our first video.
Yeah.
And it's taking off because everyone was searching for it at Christmas because it's like the perfect Christmas gift. So thanks to everybody who came our way then, and tell a friend. And yeah, like and subscribe and hit that little bell thing that's on the screen, because that will tell you when we go live next time, which we might do this from time to time. Yeah?
Yeah, I like it.
I mean, we haven't talked about a schedule. I guess
No.
we'll let you know if there's a schedule.
This is a spontaneous experiment.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's a happy hour live. Should we look and see before we go? Let's see.
Sure.
Why don't I get a bowl and we'll just dip some out for the sake of the video. Yeah, that's good. That's like, it's just below a boil. It's thickening a little bit and it smells like clams. Okay, here we go. Let's dish a little out. I might let it go another 5 minutes, but for the sake of the show. And I might also, like, if you like the chunky stuff, you can kind of go in like this and just...
You scooped out all the bacon.
Not all of it. There you go. That's what it looks like.
Whoa.
And here's... Oops. There you go. I know, I did put a bunch of bacon in that. That one's for you, sweetie.
Oh.
There you go. Clam chowder. Where are the clams? Here's the clams. It's clams and bacon. Look at that.
So why is it not called bacon chowder?
That is a fair question for which I have no answer. but it's delicious. And you should try making it. Another time I've got what they call, so this is like the New England style, right, with the cream. There's also what they call Manhattan style, which is the red sauce, and I have a recipe somewhere for the red sauce version that's just amazing. But that one you really, really do have to have the celery. So I'll do that one another time. But in the meantime, thanks for tuning in with us. Thanks for sharing Happy Hour. Go make you some clam chowder. Let us know in the comments if you make it and how it turned out, or if you have any questions. And until the next video, I'm Meg with Steve, and thanks for watching More Must Be Better. Bye.